E-teaching, we're in it, and I'm writing this one today because I have colleagues that really need a little bit of loving and a little bit of understanding. E-teaching is demanding and hard. That fridge, it keeps calling, and I have everyone around me and everyone's asking a million questions and I can't get space to think. Or I'm alone in my apartment and the walls are silent and I am desperate to go outside to smell the fresh air and to say hello to a real, live person. We start to envy what the other person has. My rhythm has changed. As much as I like making my own choices and deciding how the day works, I like the routine I have, the predictability of my week, and the routine I have carved out for myself. My car park, 6 down from the flagpole with the sticker. The coffee at 7:05. Having non-contact periods, free periods on a Monday at 2:30, and how I wish I had a free period now. I wish I had some control back. I feel overwhelmed and even anxious. I want to cry. I want to shout. I even breathe too much and too fast, and I sigh, and I feel quite out of control. Guess what? This is really normal. And it's okay to feel like this. And it's okay not to feel like that too. We are human, and we are facing incredible changes at this time at a really rapid pace. Everything normal has changed. And the best we can expect is the unpredictable, and that we are in for even more change and even more unpredictability. A little bit of theory. Stephen Covey talks about 3 circles: the circle of control, the circle of influence, and the circle of concern. The outside circle is where you concern yourself with things. The next circle are things that you may or may not have some influence over. But the inner circle is where you have control. Anything outside of that is not yours. What is in your circle of control at the moment? If you can't control it, let it go for now. Watch out, I'll break into that Frozen song for you right here. If you can't control it, you can't influence it, and then you can't concern yourself with that. It is real. We have a rhythm for home and a rhythm for work. When one is not quite in sync but the other is, we can usually manage. When home and work are both out of sync, not in our normal routine or feeling sorted, we do feel out of balance. We get frustrated and we want it to work and life hits. It's normal. Sometimes we have parents come into school and they go mad at us for the smallest of things. It is like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Something small triggers an explosion. They come to school and they shout. Many, many, many times it is not the thing that happened at school. It is the rest of life. Parents come in and shout at us as a way of trying to get control over things. In school they know we have to listen. We have to stop and we have to hear them out. We can't say, go away. We can't say, I don't care. We have to listen. It's our job. 90% of the time it's nothing to do with school. It's about getting things back in order. Parents know that they have a sense of control over things at school. It's the same for us. When we have things organised at home, we feel good. When work and home are organised, we feel fabulous. Now one is impacting on the other, and it is too much. So what? Getting control over small parts of our lives will help us. Many of us make a list. This part is really important. But if we don't take the list and manage that list, it simply becomes a source of more guilt and more anxiety. Let's work through this. Look at your list. Look at each individual task. How much time does that task need? Write this down. When does it have to be done by? Is it a one-off or is it a daily thing? What time constraints do I have? Communication curfews, data times. What are the rules of communication? What time do I need to be online? How often do I need to check in? Think these things through. Remember, 7:30 to 3:30 for parents and student interaction. This is the access time available. But do I have to be online the whole time? No. The answer is no. If you check in once an hour, meet the deadlines and whatever else needs to be done, how you manage your time is up to you. You don't have to sit there waiting for the next message. I have 24 hours to mark work and feedback. Yes. I won't get it done today and I can't feedback on every piece. Remember, students are producing about 200% more than they would be writing in class. They're not sitting and talking and discussing and playing and developing. They're writing. So you can't mark all of that. I have to post the schedule for the day by 8:30. Yep, you do. Have to email the boss my attendance by 8:30? Yes, because we want to know that you made it through the night. I have to submit my data by 9 a.m. Yes, because everyone at every level has to be accountable. It goes from you to the next person to the next person to me, and it's just the start of a process. I'm a leader, a grade level lead, a subject lead, and I feel like I have to answer my team's questions as soon as they ask. No, you're a teacher too. Do you have a set hour in the day or 2 half-hour slots to deal with the other stuff and answer those questions? My question to all of you is, have you communicated your way of working to your students and your colleagues? Do they know your rules? Now there's a communication curfew, which means I can't send messages or emails after 7 p.m. and before 7:30 a.m. and then I can only communicate Sunday to Thursday. No weekend communication. And if you're dealing with things all day and then you've got your own family and you're juggling your own kids' lessons, how do I get my communication in this time? Have you thought about emailing with a delayed sending time? I.e., I finally have time to write and do these things, and it might be 9 o'clock at night, and this is where I've got the most time to do it. But my work won't send until Sunday if I delayed the sending time on my message. Yes, I did this in my own time, but no one else knows, and it didn't impact on anybody else. Because remember, if we send outside those times, we're actually impacting on others. Timing. That ties in with this. Remember, people work at different times because of different demands and different needs. There are those contact connection times that we need. But understand that my timing isn't necessarily yours. And that is a huge thing. Sending messages, expecting responses, working hours, international time zone. Consider all of those things. Be careful with your communication. People are reading what we write, but they can't see our faces and hear our tone. Keep it clear. Keep it simple. Keep it positive. Find your rhythm again. Rewrite it. Make a schedule. Find a workspace that you can work in and then walk away from. Have you got a routine set up? And this is where I want to come back to that list. A list is helpful but can cause massive anxiety. The secret is to bring out your planner. Knowing how long each task takes, how often they have to be done, start scheduling these. If something is due on a certain date or a certain time, work backwards from there. And give yourself a little breathing space as you do. The minute things are scheduled into a slot, your anxiety will start to ease. You then wake up each day and look at the list and say, okay, what do I have to do today? Each afternoon before you sign off, make sure you've ticked these off. Or if you didn't get it done, reschedule it to another time in your week so you know it will happen and it's not hanging over your head. Make the time for this. The first thing busy people say is that I don't have time to do this. I haven't got time to make a schedule. I haven't got time to put that into a calendar. If you don't, it simply won't change. Time spent planning and scheduling saves anxiety and time. And remember time for those other things too. mindfulness. Use it on yourself. It's not just for your students. Exercise. You must. You are now parked in a chair for a big part of the day. An hour of physical something is essential. You are active in the classroom and it needs to happen. Oxygen going in will keep you sane. Connect. Take time every day to sit and to talk to somebody. Open the door in your corridor and shout to your colleagues who are also home alone. Microsoft Team, meet with someone. Interact. Teachers are social creatures. Connection. Who is in my social distancing bubble that I can interact with? Be gentle on yourself. All of this is not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. Have a lunch break. For the first time in your teaching career, and eat slowly and away from your screens and devices. Avoid social media and the horrors of news. Discipline yourself to a couple of slots a day. We have good people here caring for us. Don't allow others to draw you into the drama. It's hard enough. Celebrate successes. Did you get through most of the tasks today? Did you do your first Microsoft Teams meeting? What happened? Did the number of children online increase? Find something to be positive about. Be present in what is good now. Good food, a job, payday, safety, health. Celebrate the good. Give thanks. Send photos of great to the boss. Remember, I choose when and how I respond. Perfectionists and high achievers will find all of this even harder. You may want to get it right now, and you won't. You can't sit at your screen from 7:30 to 3:30 and know you won't get everything done. You don't have to answer instantly. And as a leader, it is even worse. Schedule and communicate. People, it's new, it's hard, and it's exciting. Just breathe.